Time for new filament from a new manufacturer, from Futura. So this is Space Gray, and we're using it to replace this Fillamentum Space Gray, or this is called Galaxy Gray, I think. It's got little sparkling aluminum chips in it or something. So I've been using it to print my Beskar, my Batu Spira, Death Watch coins, and Beskar. So I've got two kinds of Beskar. This is the one that looks more like in the movie, in the Mandalorian. It's got the Imperial stamp on it, and this is the Death Watch version I made that has the Death Watch symbol on it. So these are all weighted with steel, so they feel like they're actually made of something instead of nothing. But in any case, this Fillamentum is only made in Europe. And there are some importers, Filaments Canada and Matter Hackers has it sometimes, but it's kind of expensive. I found this with another US company, 3D Prints, I think. I'll put a link in the description. But it looks basically the same as this. We'll take it out and compare, and we'll see if we can do a good job at printing these kind of things as the Fillamentum, which is a really excellent filament. It's also expensive. So we'll see how it goes. So it comes wrapped in a plastic. Keep it nice and safe. There's a little window, you can see the color. Not perfectly, but make sure you got the right one anyway. Let's just come apart. This one. So one of Form Futura's thing is they use recycled paper reels, which is fine. You know, it has lots of holes in it. It's got 4 sets of holes around the outside. That's nice. It's got a little bit of a vacuum seal on it, not super tight. It does have silica gel, so that's good. There is a slight vacuum, but it's not like some of the other ones that we've gotten before. So. Now this is a 750 gram reel, so instead of 1 kilogram, it's only 3/4, which is kind of annoying, but let's check the color. Like I said, what I could see online looks identical, and I would say it's identical to the filaments. They may be using the same source material. It's possible. This is slightly cheaper than the Fillamentum, but not that much. So hopefully it'll print the same way, because the Fillamentum really prints great. I will load this up and do a temperature tower and take it from there. Before we go, let's go ahead and weigh this. Always a good idea. Switch it to grams. All right, so it's 909 grams. So that's, I think we got more than 3/4 of a kilogram here, because I doubt this reel weighs 150 grams. So the plastic ones might weigh that much, but this is made out of recycled paper, so we won't really know until we finish. But until we finish using off this reel, but I think we got a good solid value here with 909 grams. So we're getting into summer here. It's 70 degrees in the garage. It's about 75 outside, maybe 78. And we got our usual side loader set up here. These 3/4 kilogram reels will fit inside the Flashforge with the adapted Omni loader here, but it's just easier to use them outside, and unless it's in the middle of winter and I want to keep everything warmer, then I use these on the outside. And by having our spacers, our little fender washer spacers thingies, we can squeeze those in so it doesn't wander around so much. And the cardboard reel goes fine on our PETG axle here, so it spins nice and easy. If I'm doing that, hopefully. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a bed leveling and start up the temperature tower. One other thing I wanted to show you that's different than before is I started using this little Bowden tube guide that comes with the Teflon tubing I'm using to guide the filament. And before I had some tape on here to keep it from sliding out, because eventually Teflon is slippery, so it would slide through this little bracket here and get. By putting this on the downstream side of this bracket, it keeps this tube from sliding out of the bracket. So that's been working really well for me. I don't need this fitting because I don't have a I have a direct drive filament with this printer. There's a motor right here that sends the filament into the print head instead of having one farther outboard. But that little fitting there is useful to keep this guide tube from moving around. So. Also, you may notice that I did replace the original guide tube, which is made out of this white Teflon tubing. Finally, kind of wore out. It was slipping around a lot, and you could see the end there was getting a lot of erosion, so I decided to replace it. You get 2 meters of the Capricorn tubing when you order the kit that I bought. So I'll put a link for this in the show notes. When I got it originally, I did a video on it, but I'll just put a link to this in the show notes so you can get it. I like this package because it comes with a tubing cutter. Now that I have this, if I need to get some more, which I will eventually, I'll just buy the tubing and I won't buy this kit next time. All right, so now we're ready for the temperature tower. Okay, I got a pretty serious print failure here. After 230, it wouldn't print. It could be that it needs 230. The other thing I'm concerned about is the other thing I'm concerned about is the cardboard on this thing. I thought it was spinning pretty easily, but maybe not. So I decided on my second try I'm going to put one of these inserts in here. Put the insert in, then the axle is fixed by friction to the reel, and the axle spins on the arm here. So that's PTG against PTG, so it should spin a lot smoother. So we're going to try this again with and maybe we'll try a lower. This didn't have good bed adhesion either, so I guess maybe 100% fan is not a good idea. So we're gonna try 20% fan, and we're gonna try this again and see if it works better. Turned out a lot better. This is what printed last time. This time we got a full tower, telling us the true story of what this filament needs. Lower the bed temperature to 35 because the last one seemed like it stuck too well. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Bottom is super clean. And 230 looks pretty good. You get to 220, it wasn't printing well. You can see the pointy thingy is it's deteriorated. I'm not sure it printed the top layer, so I think this was caused by 100% fan and also some extra friction on the reel. So I've solved both of those. This is 20% fan and 230 to 220 by 5s, and 35-degree bed temperature, so that looks pretty good. Could go higher, but so 230 looks good. 220 is not as good. There's some more sagging, which is interesting. You'd think there'd be less sagging at a lower temperature, but Could be blobbing out a little bit or something. So I think we're printing at 230 for our products lately, so it's not quite the center, the middle of summer, where it gets up to over 80 degrees in the garage, but so this is good. We'll go ahead and do our bed and bed adhesion. I think I'll try 40 degrees on the bed temperature for the bed adhesion test to see if that's too much. And we'll go with 230 and 20% fan. Print failure. So fun. Started printing fine and then it stopped. So could be either problems with the bed adhesion is good. Problems with the settings, but more likely it's a problem with the heat break tube. I have been printing a lot of PETG, which tends to clog the heat break tube up. So I think I'm going to have to replace this and try again. So this is just bad extrusion. It could be the friction, but I don't think that's the problem. I mean, this definitely has more friction than the other reels I'm using, but I can't believe that's the problem. So we're going to do our procedure, which I've shown in other videos, of replacing this tube in the extruder, and then we'll try it again with a clean tube. Yeah, off the base. So we're not going to be printing PETG for a while, so that's good. Mostly all PLA from now on until for quite a few months probably. That's a lot better. Last time we got this. This time we got a full print. Let's check it out here. Let's check the bed adhesion. The bed adhesion is solid, and the bottom is super clean. Shiny. This has got those little silver or aluminum particles in it, and it's not abrasive, at least not a lot, very abrasive. Anyway, so we'll check. So the lettering looks perfect, the raised lettering and the indented lettering. Let's check the strength. Yeah, so I'm pushing it hard, it's not cracking. So that was the problem. There was a little bit of residual PETG in the heat break tube. And I ran my cleaning filament through a couple times, and I didn't get it. I must not got all of it quite out of there. There was a little bit of residual left, and so I'm putting the PETG at 240, and I'm only putting this at 230. They couldn't get it out, so I might have been able to run some of this through at 240, and maybe would have cleaned it out eventually. But I think PETG works on this printer. It's kind of marginal. You got to print it around 240, which is really the max temperature. And the heat break tube doesn't really get completely clean, so I think when I print PETG, I'll have to print it as a group print, and then when I'm done, swap out the heat break tube when I'm done. If I was printing PETG all the time, I'd probably get an all metal hot end, and that would solve that problem. So I only have one product that uses PETG, so most of my stuff is using PLA. So I'm not going to buy a printer just to run PETG. So I'll just this amount of the heat break tubing doesn't cost very much. You know, maybe, I don't know, a quarter or something. So it's no big deal to swap this out after printing PETG. So anyway, it looks like we're ready to go into production. We're not really going to do a fun print with this stuff because we need to start making these Batu Spira. See, on the back it's got something too. See, it tells the denomination. This 7 is the Star Wars symbol for it's the $ symbol in Star Wars language. This has got language on the front. It says Batu and Spira on it. And this is the symbol for Black Spire Outpost, which is the area in the Disneyland and Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, actually in the Disney Hollywood Studios, that has the Star Wars rides in it. This is patterned after a gift card that you can buy in the parks. It's a $100 gift card. So it's got the same pattern on this side. On the back it's got some writing, so I put this denomination stuff on the back. So these comes in different colors. Now I'll put a link to this product in the description. So I'll go ahead and print some of these and we'll see how it turns out. I'll compare it to this one, and that'll be the end of this video. Anyway, we're in business with a good replacement for the Fillamentum Galaxy Grey, and this is Futura Galaxy Grey. Alright, our first set of Spira with the new filament. Let's see how it comes off of the surface here. Looking pretty good. Alright. Super clean. Bottom looks perfect. Top looks great, nice and shiny. So here's the one with the Fillamentum filament. Yeah. So you can see they look identical. So I'm guessing they use the same materials. Same root material. This one actually is slightly darker. I take it back. This one's a little bit more shiny, which is fine. Yeah, okay. There's a few more particles in the Futura version, but that's fine because it makes it look even more spectacular. So. Yeah. It could be just because this one just came off the printer, but they look, yeah, I'd say they look the same. Some may have a few more particles, but I'm not going to say it's that much different. So, big win for Futura. It's a new film we'll be using for these 50 credit Spira.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.